Hey guys, Chef Mark here. I'm from the South and I love me some ribs. Today we're gonna do these Italian style. I'm gonna grab these pork spare ribs here, center cut, beautifully trimmed around the outside. This is gonna braise up perfect, a lot of meat on these things. Let's go grab the next stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Wegmans curry salt. Our chef team helped develop this. It's our own unique blend of spices. This together with this garam masala here, it's an Indian spice blend. We're gonna make a spice rub for our pork with Tuscan herbs like rosemary and sage. It's gonna be delicious. Let's go put this thing together. It's the first step of the process. I need to make a cure for these ribs. We're gonna take all of our spices, rub it on the outside, and then cure it overnight. So I have 2 tablespoons of chopped rosemary and sage and garlic, 2 tablespoons each of those. I'm gonna take a tablespoon or so of our hot pepper spread. Now if you like a little bit hotter, knock it out of the park. Put more in there. Then I'm gonna mix all of my spices. A little bit of salt, black pepper, some of our cinnamon, our curry salt, nutmeg, and garam masala. We're gonna mix all of that together here, and we're gonna rub it on top of the ribs. The reason why we're gonna put all these spices together and cure them overnight is the salt's gonna pull out a little bit of moisture, and then it's gonna draw in all that flavor. So I'm gonna take my ribs here, and I put them on a piece of plastic here on top of my roasting pan. And then I take all of my spices and just divide those between all of them. Mix it around, make sure all of them get on top of there. I use the top and the bottom of this. I'll reserve a little. Rub that in, make sure it's well inside those ribs. Make sure those spices are spread out nice and even. We'll let that cure overnight and we'll get started tomorrow. All right, so we're ready to go. I've already got one done here. And this is what it looks like. It looks very much the same as the night before, but what you're gonna notice a little bit of is that spice spreads out a little bit more, and you can see that it's deepened in color because that spice has actually gotten deep inside that meat there and cured it a little bit. And we're gonna take this and put it directly on top of our roasting pan here. And then this is gonna go in an oven, 350 degrees for about 20 minutes first. After it goes 20 minutes, we're gonna flip that over so that we brown both sides of that. We'll come back. Okay, we've taken these out of the oven, been about that 20 minutes on each side, so they're really nice and roasted here. Don't skip this step. This is a chance for you to build in a lot of extra flavor simply by roasting this ahead of time. So what I'm gonna do is I take these ribs and I place them inside the pot. This is gonna be our cooking vessel. It's nice and slim, so the sauce is gonna cover our ribs. The next thing I do is I take my water here and I spread it out on top of the pan. You can put the rest inside here. And what I do is I'm trying to save all those little juicy bits that we built in down at the bottom. That's a little bit of protein that is caramelized on the bottom. That's a lot of extra flavor. By putting the water on there, we're in a sense deglazing that pan. Make sure we get all that up. I use a whisk here, does a great job of it. Make sure you get all those little bits off of there. And once you get that, you're gonna take the rest of that, put it all inside this pan, right? So that's starting to build our flavor even a little bit more. So then, season this with a little bit of salt and pepper because we're gonna be adding some tomatoes out of the can. And then, it takes some Worcestershire sauce. Add that to it. We're building a little sauce to braise this in, and maybe a little bit of Tabasco for this. A couple shots. Again, if you like a little hotter, add a little bit more. And the last thing I add is our crushed tomatoes here, coarse ground tomatoes. You pour that directly over the top. I'm gonna let this come to a simmer. I'm gonna put the lid on it. I'm gonna throw it right in the oven. We're gonna wait 2.5 hours and we're gonna pull that out and it's gonna be beautiful. So it's been about 2.5 hours. Our braise is done. So we're gonna take the lid off our ribs. Wow, you're really gonna be impressed. You smell this, comes right off. Oh, it smells great. So this is what the ribs look like when they come out. They look beautiful and they're falling apart. That 2.5 hours is really gonna give enough time for these to get fallen off the bone tender. So here they are. And now you're gonna have a fair amount of sauce at the end. So what I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna take some of this pappardelle pasta that I have. I'm gonna add this to the pan. And you're gonna cook this probably, I don't know, 30 seconds less or so than I normally would for al dente, because I'm gonna finish it with the sauce here. So I'm gonna finish it, add the sauce, and then boil this for that extra 30 seconds or a minute for that to get to that perfect stage of doneness. All right, so let's take our ribs here. Let's give this a slice. I'll show you how nice and tender these are. I cut right between the bone, and what you're gonna see here is this is completely falling apart tender. These are gorgeous. So let's finish our sauce here. So I've got a little bit of pasta. We'll do this for one. I would take this whole sauce, serve it over the ribs, and maybe put a nice family platter out there, but it's just me today. So I'm gonna serve a little bit of this pappardelle pasta. And then a couple of our ribs. All right, you know what? I don't know how they say I love me some ribs in Italian, but I'm pretty sure it sounds like, hey, forget about it.